more young blood to the mix. Right now, it's pretty weighted heavily towards veteran wide receivers.
Yeah. Totally. You're going to have to upgrade that position at some point. And the only way to do that is either by, honestly, overpaying young free agents like a T. Higgins would be next season, or drafting them. Yeah. You can only draft once a year. So that's the approach next season. Taking a receiver in the first round. And obviously, we're going to get into draft talk next season once we get closer to the draft next season. But when it comes to the DeAndre Hopkins side of things, I wouldn't be opposed to signing him to another year. At what point, for what money? For 1 year. I would not come off of that. You get 1 year, and then we'll reevaluate the next year. But I wouldn't be opposed.
But I can do that after the season. I don't have to necessarily do it right now because, maybe if our season turns out the way we want it to, Will Levis shows promise. He's maturing within his game. He's getting better. I can't see somebody like D-Hop wanting to then go somewhere else and start it all over again with another quarterback and team. If your team's winning and he sees that this team is okay, we're headed down the right road, and the quarterback's getting, I would think he would tend to want to stay here. But we can do that after the season. We don't have to do it now.
What if Kansas City comes calling? We'll give you a 1 year, $4 million deal.
And I give him a 1 year, $5 million deal. I give him an extra $2 million.
If I'm D-Hop, I'm saying
further,
I'm going there.
And that's okay.
And then it's like, okay, you chose, but we wanted you. We gave you that extra $1 million. You still didn't want to stay. Then after that, it's like, listen, we didn't have a shot at keeping you anyway. If you're still going to leave and we're giving you more money and our money go further here than it does in Kansas City, and you still willing to leave?
But $4 million versus $5 million for a Super Bowl contender versus a team that I don't really know what.
But you have a lot of time. You have the advantage of he's in your camp until he hits the market. So you have plenty of time to discuss. And there may be a point where it's like, okay, he wants to leave. Then
can't hold him.
That's okay. He wants to leave.
Randy Texan says Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are going to get new contracts and reset the market. That will trickle down and affect the other receivers re-signing. But I don't know how much that would really affect.
It's not going to affect. It's not going to affect the D-Hop signing.
It's not going to be like, okay, well, I wanted $10 million, now I want 15 because Justin Jefferson just signed for $40 million a year. I don't think that would necessarily affect it for an aging veteran receiver on a 1 year deal. Over the next 3 to 5 years for receivers that are getting that second or third deal, totally, absolutely.
Now Higgins, if he has a good year, that would definitely affect his market, right? If he hits because I think it's pretty widely assumed that when the Bengals re-up with Jamar Chase, there's just not going to be enough money to give a rich contract to Higgins, especially if he has a good year.
And it's
so
very
he's going to hit the
what
market.
The Bengals are doing.
Yeah.
They chose Jamar Chase. They're going to hold on to T. Higgins for 1 more year, and then they'll let him hit the market after this year and capitalize on this window with young, cheap, subjective cheap receivers, and then next year reevaluate. And look, I think that's the correct approach. If I was running that team, that would be my approach as well.